if this person really won't get off drugs, then I'm very much so comfortable with having that at some point as a backstop to say, okay, you really need a much harder intervention, and I think prison is, would be an appropriate step in that case.
But why wouldn't you just escalate the rehab to some sort of like more intensive rehab? Something, with more restrictions on freedom to,
You
because like
could.
cause why prison? Like why are we putting it into the same group of like as like murderers and rapists? Like why it just doesn't seem like the same
Well,
category of thing.
I don't think you should go to a maximum security prison or something. But I mean, to me, it's that's just sort of like an indirect. Like if you just escalate if you just keep escalating the rehab, um, at some point, to me, the rehab's just gonna look like prison then, because you're gonna be stripped of so many freedoms. Um, so I mean, I guess I'm not opposed to that, but it sort of just sounds like the same thing with extra steps.
Yeah, and like and thinking about it, I don't even know if how much I'd even want to escalate rehab because it's like this feels like such a strange, almost like authoritarian society to criminalize that sort of self-destructive behavior, like, especially with addiction. Like it's so like I consider it entirely, almost entirely not your fault if you've become an addict. Even admitting that there are people who like go into drug use like knowing like, oh, you know what, I know I have a tendency to be addicted and I probably shouldn't do this, and you know what, fuck, I'm gonna do it anyways. Even those people, at the end of the day, like they're victims of their biology, of their like neurochemistry. We didn't ask to be born with a brain that interacts with heroin in such a way that it just so strongly compels us to use it. And I can't, expect a lot of people who are young or experienced, or maybe people who get um, hooked on like painkillers after some surgery or something. Like
Sure.
all these things seem like to be pretty reasonable and like not super moralizing ways of like getting into the drug use. And then once you're in there, I feel like you're a victim of your neurochemistry, and that truly just seems like a treatment thing to me. I don't know why it has to escalate ever
Whoa.
to
What is
criminalization
what are
or
these
imprisonment.
lines?
It
Like
is.
we don't do that. We don't do that for other stuff. Like we don't criminalize like obesity. We don't criminalize. What's another example? I don't know. Doing risky things like being a
Alright.
daredevil. Um, you know, doing
Oh,
going
and I have a
mountain climbing
Photoshop
without
update.
ropes. We
Alright.
don't criminalize other things that are potentially pretty risky.
Well, here's where I would draw the line generally is at, because, to your point, you're right. You can really get psychologically addicted to almost anything, right? Drugs, food, sex, whatever. But the difference tends to be at physiological addiction, to the point where your body physically needs the drug, and I think that's a point. Certainly, I mean, even in psychological addiction, I think you can make an argument, but especially in
Oh,
physiological
come
addiction,
on.
that person basically has no self
Let's get this
autonomy
update
anymore.
done.
And we live in a society where if you want individual freedom,
What even is...
individual freedom
I don't even know
only
if that's a
works under the
thing. What does
presumption
that
that everybody
mean?
is at least a somewhat rational
Physiological addiction.
actor, and an autonomous actor as well. And when you're physiologically addicted, you've just given up that autonomy. And so I think, again, to your point, I think prison should be the last
What?
option.
You give
But,
up your
and
autonomy
maybe
when
rehab should be
you're...
the first. But I have no issue whatsoever with forcing people into rehab, especially if it works.
Physiological dependence is a term that describes the emotional and
We
mental
haven't even
components
touched on
of
the other
substance
points,
use
but
disorders,
I
such as
also have
strong
no issue with
cravings.
imprisoning people who traffic or produce these drugs.
So,
Small
by
time
modern
dealers, it's more
conservatives'
complicated.
definition, you
I think
can,
traffickers and producers,
actually, by the
especially,
actual definition, you
are
could be
just are profitable with an industry
physiologically
that
addicted to
where they're
like food, for
knowingly
instess, right?
just
So sugar. So he's
stripping people
equating
from their
this guy's
autonomy,
equating like
sometimes killing
fentanyl and
people.
sugar and doesn't even know it.
So I have absolutely no issue
Oh
with those
man,
actors going to
it's
prison.
funny.
Yeah,
If you're
for
addicted to
for
sugar,
for drugs that
you
are
go to
like
prison.
that are
That's
truly just like
that's
chemicals
actually
of
what
like
he's
entrapment
not
that just
saying
like
it, and I know that if we pressed
hook in
him
your
on that
brain and
point, or if
cause
he was
addiction
pressed on
and
that point, he
suffering,
would
like
deny it.
heroin, fentanyl
But
are probably decent examples.
that's the
Though
failure in
I
the way
do
he's
know
framing
that
his
there's
argument.
like a Columbia professor. I don't know if you heard about this
Crazy,
recently that came out
crazy.
saying that he uses heroin, um, but like he uses it recreationally and like very sparingly. and he says like it can be used
So I've got to
um,
decide
rationally, and that a
for
lot of people like to
stream
use
overlay
sort
as
of
to
skewed
whether or
perception of
not
heroin. He
I
came
want
out with a
something
book about it. I
animated
haven't read it. I just like read an article
It
recently.
can, but
static.
It's also sort
It's
of thing,
probably
like,
easier to do
um,
something static to start. I shouldn't say
it's also
easier.
just not
Like
the
I could do
reality of
something
what
in After
happens.
Effects,
Like
but
if everybody just smoked dried out tobacco leaves, there wouldn't really be a huge
wonder what
issue,
happens
but
if I Google
the issue
myself.
comes because everybody's smoking cigarettes, not dried out tobacco leaves, right?
Yeah.
Like if everybody did small quantities of opium, okay, maybe it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world, but everybody's doing, or the people who are addicted are doing large quantities of heroin. So that's sort of the distinguisher to me. Is not just.
Whoa, wait, I have a
can it be used in
Streamlabs
such a way, but
website? What
is
in
it
the
being
world?
used in such a way?
Yeah, so like that's where
Whoa.
maybe we'd have
did
to
not
dig
know.
into heroin
Okay.
use. Like I think this professor was trying to claim that actually like very few people end up getting hooked, but I don't know, right? It's just something that popped in my head.
Sure.
But say something like meth, which I'm not aware of anyone.
So I need some
like, talking about, like,
inspiration, some font ideas or something.
I don't know, like sane, rational use of meth. Maybe there are some people out there, but for the sake of this argument, let's say it's like a purely like addictive bad substance, and that most people get hooked on. I'm okay with like criminalizing the production of that. That's probably where like the big business is. The distribution gets complicated because a lot of like poor communities with not a lot of economic opportunities, like kind of
It's a girl that I follow on
people fall
Instagram.
into drug
I even logged
dealing,
in.
and when they're
Yes,
young,
there we
and
go.
I'm not really sure like I want to fault them for that, for them being like so unlucky to be being born into like such a shit neighborhood and with no economic opportunities, and they haven't conceptualized of a way to get out of that yet, and they're young, they fall into drug
I
dealing.
think her name's
like, I don't
Floral
necessarily want to
Ghost.
be
She's
those kind of
a
people.
designer based out of
And
Portland, Oregon.
I guess then we're back to the point where
Some
somehow
really
these
sick
social events, it ends up
designs.
in the hands of a user and they get addicted. Is it truly their fault? I don't think it is. And is it criminal that they fell into that? I don't think it is. And is rehab going to work for everyone? Maybe not. It'll probably work for, I think you said 30%. Like, I don't know the numbers, but let's say 30% is right. If it works for 30%, then that's a 30% increase in the, I don't know, net happiness of addicts. So that seems to be like a good thing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to have public investments into the science of addiction and the psychiatry of
You know,
treating
I'm
it,
thinking probably just like a
and hopefully those numbers
freehand.
will go up over time. And then that could be our sort of mission, is, like, how do we get
Inspiration.
these numbers- how do
What's
we
up,
get 30
Levelhead? How are you, my
numbers
man?
like one day? How do we get that technology and that science to the point where we can actually cure most addiction? That seems to be like a good goal to
I
have.
think it'll probably kill this. Add some music here. I don't think. Just get some music going in the background. How are you, man? You streaming today or working on anything? All right. It's a little slow. Let's go way back before lo-fi became what it was, and listen to a beat tape. How about that? There we go. Sick. Probably stream myself pulling my PC's power supply next. Ooh. It's not the power supply like in your actual streaming PC, is it? So what I'm doing is I'm designing a stream overlay for myself. I bought slobs. Stream overlays suck, dude. I hate all of them. So I want something that's a little bit more branded. Probably get my name down in the bottom right corner over here. And then what I would like to do is, since I do political panels, I want to see if there's a virtual cam that will support overlays within the virtual cam. So whenever I go onto Discord, I can use the virtual cam as my video source and then have my overlay in there with it. So my name's always attached to it. There's some consistency there. You have a laptop that's higher spec than your desktop anyway. About the desktop to upgrade over time. Yeah. True that. Yeah, so for my video production company, and I want to get some work done by her. I don't know if she got her tattoo license yet, but I know that she, was working towards that. So, but she started doing like more graphic design stuff too. But whenever I discovered her, most of her work was just like this line work, which I've really liked. And I do like mushrooms. And anytime I'm on shrooms, normally I'll do some writing. Man, she's really taken a lot off too. She really curated this. This must be her. She must have rebranded this to be like her official page. Anyway, I'll do a lot of just like really basic line writing. I don't know if I have my notebook here somewhere, but I could show you what I mean. If you overlay in slobs and then virtual cam out overlays should show up in Discord. Yeah, the other issue with Discord is I don't know if it's just the preview because I was seeing mixed information, so I would have to test it. But so there's two issues. One, Discord might mirror your image, so I need to check that out. And then two, sometimes whenever I use virtual cams, the frame rate gets all strange. Yeah, so is the mirror effect though, because I've seen mixed stuff, is the mirroring just done in the preview, or is the output to the people who are watching actually mirrored? Because I've seen people saying like contradictory stuff. Trip leader. Oh yeah. Dude, I dig that. That's sick. Ooh, dude, that is so sick right there. I love that style. 3 apps were successfully updated. All right. So I think to start, what we'll do, and I've never done a neon effect in Photoshop, but I think it's pretty easy. I've done it in After Effects. Probably be useful to learn how to do it in Photoshop. So what we'll probably do is do the overlay the way I want it, and then and then do my name design later on, which I might just freehand. I might just draw it myself. Oh, and I finally got my desk done too. So the desk is finally completed. So that's pretty sick. Let's see. You know what, where... Let's do... I don't want to do the preset because it does like these weird borders that I don't like. Let's do print. But let's do pixels. We'll do 1920. We'll do 1080. Resolution's fine. 8-bit's fine. Background contents. We want to go transparent. Square pixels always. And then I think the easiest file format for your stream, unless you're doing something animated, right? You can always do an animated file in .mov, but you want your stream resources to not be huge. So some people I see export their overlays as JPEG, but we don't want to do that. We want to export as a PNG. PNGs are like my favorite style of or it's my favorite file for web images. I used to build a lot of websites, and since I'm a photographer, it just made it easy to do the design back and forth. So I think, so like I said, I haven't done Neon in Photoshop before, just in After Effects, but I think we'll just pull up a tutorial. I bet you there's like some really easy ways to do this. So we're here to learn today. Let's see. Do I need to shoot this guy a follow too? It's a sick style. Proud of my girl though. Almost at 10,000 followers. Sick. We'll pull this over here. Whole reason why we got the second screen. We go there. Damn. Alright. Bring this back. And I think I want you guys to be able to kind of see the tutorial too. So let's bring me down over here. That'll work for me. This is my first time seeing myself live on YouTube. Pretty sick. Alright. So we'll just do neon in Photoshop. In After Effects, there's some really cool ways to do neon work. So let's just pull up the fastest one here. Add another source. Just do a window capture. There we go. Put this below me. Sick. Schnoz, do you love Photoshop? Do you do work in Photoshop pretty often? My sister's the layout designer for the papers. She only uses InDesign, but I prefer Photoshop as well for graphics. Yeah, InDesign, I don't even know, like, I don't even know why people use, like, Illustrator anymore, other than graphic designers. But yeah, InDesign is like, if you're doing newspapers, pamphlets, anything like that, InDesign is incredible. I don't have very much experience with it, but it's a great tool. All right.
Do another Photoshop tutorial.
I don't know, the Photoshop Neon, now that I'm looking at it, like if that was the close-up of it, would I... God, this is so weird because we have conflicting music right now.
Before we started, you have to know that to create neon effect, you need only some drop shadow and blending options effects. It is very easy to do. First, open this background image and copy this image in your main
Yeah, so we don't need the background. Basically what we're doing is we're just going around the border of the video. I mean, there's so many ways that I could do this, right? Like, I could just pull up, like a neon outline already and do that, but I wanted to see how to do it from scratch in Photoshop myself. And I think, I don't know if I'm gonna like the quality of how this looks. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut. Hold on 1 second, because that is cringe as fuck. Jesus. Second, I thought that was just a part of the tape, but damn. Goddamn, goddamn. Music was so similar. Okay. So honestly, I just want to see what the quality of this neon looks like. Fake lighting
To
effect.
make it more pink. Thanks for watching. See you in the next. To make it more pink. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Okay. Okay.
Today I will show you how to create this.
This guy's quality looks pretty solid.
So let's start. Come to Photoshop, and of course you can neon lights, all background, and we will type keyboard to anything. And I'm using that font. This is my first word. Second will be neon lights. Change this to something else. All three are this, and that's great. We can move it to the center maybe, right here, and maybe make everything even more smaller, like this, and that's okay. I will see if I want to make this tutorial a little bit bigger. Just pressing Ctrl Command T, and I'm holding Shift and Alt key to transform it from a center.
Also, I just realized this is my first time using Photoshop on Windows, like ever. I'm so used to using it on Mac. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to get used to different
And
hotkeys, I
change the
think.
proportions, right, like this, and I will now right click and skew it a little bit, and I'm again holding Alt key to I don't want that. I'm done.
Cool
Right,
beans.
guys, I will now make 2 circles around the text to play with that, to make a little bit more interesting design of those neon lights. And of course you can do any kind of design that you prefer, so this is completely optional. It's up to you. I will just show you the effect, and you can apply that effect on anything that you want, basically on any kind of font. But I like this that I will show you today, so let's go back into Photoshop. Right, guys, I will now use Shape Tool. If you're not familiar with Shape Tool, I have a great tutorial about that right here. Check it out. Right, and I will use this circular shape. I will remove the fill color, and I like the stroke color to be white. And now I will just go here, press and hold Shift, and create this kind of shape. And I think this is okay. And now I will make the stroke a little bit bigger, like this, and then I will duplicate this ellipse by pressing Ctrl Command J on the keyboard. And now I will press Ctrl Command T and make everything a little bit smaller, like this, and maybe a little bit bigger. And now I will go again to my Shape Tool. Yeah, I want to apply it. I will go again to Shape Tool and make this stroke a little bit smaller, thinner. Like this, and that's great. Now I want to delete those portion of the circles right here, because I don't want to overlap with the text. So I will create layer mask on both of these ellipse layers. Alright, and I will use rectangular marquee tool, just go around the text here, like this, and now I will fill it with the black. So if the black is foreground color, I will press Alt Option key and backspace, and that's it. I will do the same for another mask. This is great. As you already see, we have something very interesting. Right, the next step is to make the background a little bit darker because now it's too bright for this effect, and I will duplicate the background, Control Command J, just to have this as a backup. And of course you can use curves, adjustment layer, levels, exposure, anything that you want to make the background darker. And now I will use my favorite tool, it's filter and camera raw filter. And now I will just lower the exposure here, make it darker, lower the contrast a little bit, and the saturation too. Okay, and maybe I can add vignette, why not? Middle point, maybe. And I will press the round then. On the first word, alright? Full effect, let's do. Okay, and should go. We now have range, and with the range you can basically soften this effect. Of course, you don't need to use exactly the same numbers I am doing now. You will have like about the same color. And let's zoom it in, you can say, wow, this is already looking nice, I'm done with the effect, and that's perfectly okay. If this is what you're looking for, great. I will show you how I like this effect to look. So I will make the size a little bit smaller, just like there is a light glowing around the neon tube, alright? And with the range, you can soften this effect or make it harder and spread it or not. That's complete.
Honestly, I think, God, maybe I'm being too picky, but for quality purposes, like, I don't like the way that this looks, and I understand all I'm really doing is creating a border, so this might be ridiculous, but it just doesn't look natural to me. Like, I don't like the glow effect, and I'm being way too picky, probably, but I don't care. All right, I don't care. I'm not doing this for work, I'm doing this for me, so I get what I want. All right. The glow isn't glowy enough. The drip isn't drippy enough. This glow ain't got no glow. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, it looks flat. Like, I know that from a distance, right? Because I'm only gonna do probably, I'm trying to think of how it would be on here. I mean, my guess is I'm gonna do no more than like 20 pixels, which I doubt it'll even be that much. But it needs to look good blown up. So I'll do it so it looks good blown up, and then whenever it gets reduced, it'll be fine. If you did that glow, you could probably tweak it. Yeah, let me show you this though. So I'm gonna have to download the resource pack first. So we'll download this resource pack real fast. If I can remember how I did it. What is it, like free lightsaber / neon After Effects? Let's see if I can remember. Oh, look at that, found it. There we go.
A huge list of presets, so we can open this up.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's bring
and
this over
make
here.
This one Patronus. And now let's
Maximize
go
this. So since this,
so now you can see we're really starting to customize this. It's got some nice noise, nice distortion, kind of looks like a hazy smoke. And the cool thing is, you can also
Let's
go
get this in
change
1080.
all of the settings still, so you can really customize each and every preset. So, all right, so I'll go ahead and
so if we look at this, right? So this is designed for video, right? We have After Effects here. So there, I don't know what it is, but I guess because it's designed for video, you just get more of a three-dimensional feel from it. Now, again, I'm probably being way too picky because this is just an overlay. That's all it is. But even so, like, this is what I want, okay? This is what I want. And watch, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do this instead. There's gonna be this glow, and then I'm gonna be irritated because I'm gonna have like an actual glow around it. I'm not gonna want the glow. Which I could probably adjust it, but whenever I adjust it, then the neon itself is probably gonna be way too white. But, you know, what are you gonna do? except for try. We just try. So we're gonna head over here to Video Copilot. Let's go ahead and download this. Alright, so now, theoretically, I don't know if I have to restart or not, but we should have our shit here. Stream overlay. Again, this would probably be way better to do in Photoshop. But again, I don't really care. So we want to look at effects. Let's see. Trying to go up on memory from the last time I did this.
Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here, Video Copilot. Taking a look at a thing. Shoot. That's the wrong video. Try this one. Here, and now some of you know recently I had to go for the holograms. It wasn't a big deal. Alright, so you've seen what this plugin can do. Let's go and take a look at how it works. Alright, so once you download and install the plugin, you can come inside of After Effects and we're going to create a new solid.
That's
And,
right,
we'll call it
solid.
Saber. We'll come over here.
Okay. Now we got the tutorial going. Let's bring this bad boy back over here. Damn. Alright.
Here are the effects and presets we're going to type in. Let's drop this right onto the solid. And here we have our voice. Then I thought, we should just make our own plugin. So we did. Alright, so you've seen what this plugin can do. Let's go and take a look at how it works. Alright, so once you download and install the plugin, you can come inside of After Effects and we're going to create a new solid. And we'll call this Saber. We'll come over here to the effects and presets. We're going to type in Saber. Just drop this right onto the solid. And here we have our light beam. Now we can move around.
Also, I'm excited. This is the first time I'm doing any creative work on the 3090. Oh, this is what we're gonna run into. This is what we're gonna run into. Of course. I don't think it didn't. Okay, so the download didn't work, so let's restart. Let's see if we just needed a restart. Do I like tomatoes? Yeah, dude. Of course I like tomatoes. In the right context. Okay. Tomatoes can be tasty. There it is. Sick. There we go. Look at that. We're already getting there. A lot of people don't like tomatoes. Look, man. I think people who say they don't like tomatoes are lying, okay? Tomatoes go into so many foods. Maybe they don't like raw tomatoes, and that's fine. I wouldn't eat a tomato like an apple, right? But, tomatoes are pretty good in food. Just saying. So I think if I draw a rectangle here, all the way to the border of my image. Oh no. Oh no.
Around the control points, and one thing you'll notice is that it has a really nice glow fall off, and if I change the intensity, you can see that it just really looks nice.
Yep,
The other cool thing about this is that we built in our color vibrance technology so that it has some really nice colorization. So you can see the colors. Oh, we've got the color.
Now, what I don't
intensity.
remember was how to
Also got a nice
manipulate it
spread.
to the
And the spread and the
shape.
intensity work well together to create a really
I
wide
think you have to do it as a
light fall.
mask. I
And
believe
then we
you have
have
to do
the
it as a
glow
mask.
bias. This is a really important setting. It helps to control the intensity. It can also use
Got it.
masks. Or
Layer
text
masks. That's
layers.
right.
We have control over the start size. So we could drop that down, and controls are available. Give the glow right next. Change this to the circle. Come over here to the core type and set it to layer mask. Now I can go
Yeah.
ahead. Then I'm gonna mask, and I'm gonna create a mask right on my layer. Then I'm gonna come over here to the core type and set it to layer mask. Now I can go ahead and hide the mask here.
Just realizing how long it's been since I've done work in After Effects. It's been a minute. I've been using DaVinci Resolve for all of my editing, so in there they have the equivalent to After Effects is Fusion. I've been spending a lot of time in Fusion trying to learn how to use that. Gradient mask to cut off the edge of the glow at a specific point. Yeah, this'll give me enough control over the glow to where I'm not like super worried about it, I don't think. So for instance, I think if I adjust the bias here, let's see. Yeah, see? So that looks pretty good. Not so good. Not so good. Good? Not so good. Anyway, we'll leave it at the default for right now. Just like 5. Okay. I actually need to... Dude, Okay, so I started out in Premiere, right? In Premiere, crash fest, of course, especially if you don't have the specs. But even when you do, sometimes it just crashes randomly. Other than it being an Adobe product, I really don't understand how it's considered like an industry standard. Final Cut Pro, awesome if you have a Mac. DaVinci Resolve, everything I ever wanted in video editing. I'm serious. Try it out for sure. It is so good.
And those same controls are available for the end size and the end offset.
Yeah.
Another cool setting is the halo intensity and size. This is going to control the intensity of the glow right next to the core. So this is nice to be able to make it look a little bit hotter without having
it's
to
halo
change
intensity.
the overall brightness of the entire glow system.
Got it.
Now, let's go
Got
and
it, got
reset
it.
this. That's the basic stuff. Now let's go and take a look at the fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is come up here to the circle mask, and I'm going to create a mask right on my layer. Then I'm going to come over here to the core type and set it to layer mask. Now I can go ahead and hide the mask here so I can see the core a little bit better. Now let's come over here and let's set the size of the end down to 0. And then we're going to animate the start offset. So it just kind of creates a loop. So we can
Okay,
just
wait
go
a
ahead and
second.
keyframe.
Where did... So it's core type, right? Core type. It's got to be under... There we go. Bam! All right. We're on our way. So... I think that used to edit in Vegas. Yeah, dude, Vegas tried really hard. Who was the big? There was a big YouTuber. Leafy is here. Kind of the dickhead guy who used to make fun of everybody. Anyway, he used to edit in Vegas, and I looked at it. I don't know. I never liked the look of it. So all I really ever edited in was Premiere and Final Cut. And both of them are good. What I like about Premiere is I really enjoyed working in After Effects. And of course, like the two integrate really well. Final Cut is just a bomb for battery life, dude. Like it's so sick. If you're editing on Mac, Final Cut was so legit. And back in the day, Premiere didn't have like the magnetic feature. And to be honest, that magnetic timeline, especially if you're making simple videos, is so cool. Like, can make the workflow so fast. Resolve has a similar feature, and Resolve is just like, I mean, it was a color grading software for Hollywood, and then turned into a just full-on video editing software. And I, like, seriously, man, check it out, use it, it's so good. All right, so let's. I think I like the slight glow. And then oh, dude. You know what I could do too? It's like I could animate it so it just like just completely RGB this out. So I can animate it so it just goes through the colors. That would be kind of sick. But you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do that. That might be too distracting. Yeah, I mean, it's just an overlay. I just want things to look nice. That'll be too distracting. I think maybe for, maybe if I start designing overlays for other people. So I think we really want to hit, if we don't want purple, I really like this. Really like this color. So we're going to go with this guy right here. I think this looks really good. I think this looks really good. So you know what I should do is I should import a still, just like a still image, and see. Yeah, let's do that. Dr. Disrespect. No, I think eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 of these. So the first one is going to be a 1920 by 1080 because that's typically how people are like on these debate panels and stuff. They're streaming out. But I've been looking at possibly using the square format for my regular stream. And I really like the square look, honestly. I don't think it's used enough. So you know what? Let's just take... Let's do this one. I think what we do is solid. Let's label this as image. And then for here, I think we should be able... I think you can just control V in, honestly. Oh, that's not even 1080. Alright, take a look at this one then. Just copy this image. Can you not just paste in? Pretty sure you can just paste in typically. Alright, we'll just save this then. There we go. All right. Now I need to remember, how do you move the layer down in After Effects? I do not remember how to do this. It's gotta be really simple, right? I don't need to like Google how to do this. So not just like a drag and drop? What in the world? Okay. Google it is. Embarrassing. I just put 2 F's in After? I did. God, I'm dyslexic as hell. Command Shift left bracket? What? Serious? Okay, that literally did nothing. The keyboard shortcut to move your layer to the top of the layer panel. It's Command Shift left bracket. So I have this layer highlighted. Nothing. So let's do this. So we'll do image here. There we go. All right. Create a new layer. Solid. Name this Saber. Just make it easy. Drag the effect on. All right. Now what we should be able to do. Mask core. No. Enable masks. Disable. What was this as? Render settings. Composite. Transparent. There we go. All right. So now that we got transparent, what we can do is we can use our masking tool. We will draw. Oh my god, I'm just not used to the shortcuts on here.
Der erste Gedanke, den ich hatte, war,
What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know my hotkeys.
andere Gedanken
For
hatte ich ehrlich
Windows.
gesagt nicht.
I didn't think it'd be that different, but apparently it is. All right. So we have that there. And if we go back down to, oh wait, did that as its own? I guess it should have. Composition settings, transparent, enable masks. No, what did I do? Mess something up. Core type, that's what it was. Layer masks. There we go. Okay, so we're a little uneven here, which is fine. What we'll do is we should grab our select tool. There we go. Take it right over here to the edge. Let's bring it all up. Bring it all up and down real quick. Actually, I think if you hold, at least on Mac, if you hold Shift, nope, that ain't it. That ain't it, fam. All right. Maybe it's control. Is it shift control? God, what are the hotkeys here? I don't even know. Irritating. Why can't it just be the same across all devices? Okay. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Jesus. Okay. It's Apple's fault. I know. They just wanted to be different. I think if I do snapping, snapping might help. Like I'm spinning. Oh my god, if I had a boss. Dude. Like what do I need to do? Just fucking zoom in all the way? And every time I do this too, it's creating a new mask? It's like not deleting it. Also on Mac, whenever you zoom in, like wherever you put your cursor is where it zooms in. So I'm like so used to just being able to like, oh, I want to zoom in right here. Nope. It's always centered for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully there's a way to change that because, oh man. And then when you right click on one of these masks that's under the effect, like there's no, where's the delete? Do I have to actually, okay. Guess I have to actually hit the delete key. Whatever. Alright. So here's what I want. So under this layer, Mac and PC, I'm just gonna have to like turn my PC into a Mac, you know? Do the Hackintosh method. Snaps layers to one another. Hold control to temporarily reverse behavior. Okay, I don't want layers snapped to each other. Toggle mask and shape path visibility. Region of interest. This still like does not help me if I cannot. So theoretically, if I just click right in the middle, it's crazy to me that I can't get like a snap feature that snaps to the edge of the image. I'm literally having to eyeball this. And I know that there's got to be a way to do this. Because right now, this ain't it, fam. Alright, let's figure it out. Once you press the left control key, automatically snap perfectly to the side. There's got to be a way to. If I do snapping here. No, it's not working. I know I do not have to line this up by hand. Like, I know that that's not what I have to do. So normally on Mac, if you hold down like Control Shift or Command Shift, whatever it is, you can edit your shape up. So that's dragging it, but it's not resizing it. It's not even aligning it correctly now. Like that's not even the correct alignment. Oh, what in the world? What happened to the... Oh my god. Lord help us. Okay. Yeah. This is why I'm an atheist, because of Adobe. Yeah, if there was a god, Adobe would be so much easier. Double click on the mask in the composition, or Control T on PC. With the mask selected in the timeline, you're free in transform mode. Here you move the mask, change its size and rotate it. Click return. I don't want free transform though.